U.S. officials say about a dozen service members have been injured in an attack on the Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. Earlier today, the U.S. Central Command provided an update on injuries. More than 303 U.S. service members have now been wounded in action. 273 have returned to duty and 10 remain seriously injured. 13 American service members have died since the war began. And CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograd joins us now. She's also the former Assistant Secretary for Counterterrorism at the DHS. Sam, good to have you on and to see you as always. The U.S. is awaiting a response from Iran to its 15-point peace plan. Are these negotiations serious if the president is simultaneously deploying U.S. military assets to Iran?
It is certainly not unusual for U.S. president to be pursuing various lines of effort, various tools at once. And what I mean by that is President Trump is pursuing the pressure option, which is continued military buildup in the region to prepare for a new, more advanced, and perhaps more comprehensive phase of this conflict. We're seeing, of course, individuals deployed to the region that could be used for actual ground operations in or around Iran. At the same time, he is reportedly and ostensibly pursuing a diplomatic track. Now, when it comes to whether these negotiations should be taken seriously, that's exactly what intelligence officials on both sides of this conflict are trying to suss out, whether the other side is actually engaging in good faith and actually wants to engage in a diplomatic discussion, or if the United States is just trying to buy time until more assets can physically arrive in the region, or if the Iranians are just trying to buy time to avoid a more severe phase of the war.
You know, I think a lot of people out there are really wondering, with all of this back and forth, what's the ideal outcome here? Would this open the door for potential peace talks?
Certainly, the goal is to get both sides to sit down to look at perhaps a ceasefire in the first instance, and then some sort of end to the conflict. So we could see a ceasefire leading to a more prolonged end to the conflict if these negotiations are happening in good faith. But the end goal here is what's been confounding analysts since this war began. Will the United States insist on Iran stopping all bad behavior ever, nuclear, ballistic missiles, terrorism, more? And more, or will the United States be satisfied with Iran just agreeing to give up its nuclear program, which is not a small ask in any way, shape, or form? So the scope of what the U.S. will demand, not just to get to a ceasefire, but to stop the military conflict, is unclear.
I want to shift gears here a little bit and switch to this other headline that's just come out today. The FBI confirming that Iranian-backed hackers have breached Director Patels' personal email. What could they have been after, Sam?
The goal of the Iranian cyber hacktivists, who have unfortunately hacked into a medical system earlier in the conflict and are linked to the Ministry of Intelligence in Iran, the goal here is to show that they can get at the highest ranking officials in the U.S. government and to cause embarrassment. The Iranian regime has prioritized aggressive cyber campaigns for several years. They have gotten quite good at it. And they have pursued a range of cyber attacks, including hack and leak, to try to embarrass various officials. And I think that's what we're seeing here.
You know, the cyber attacks, as you've mentioned time and time again during this war, a huge concern for the United States. Sam Vinograd, we appreciate your insight. Thank you.